Some of our Oklahoma native shrubs that give us the most dependable fall color are the sumacs. Now, some people may pronounce it shumac or shumake, but generally sumac is more accepted. Now, we have a number of species of sumac in Oklahoma, and I just want to show you a few of those. And right here, I've got the twig of smooth sumac. Just set this other one down here. And it's called smooth sumac because the young stems are pretty smooth. Sometimes they have sort of a waxy kind of bluish coating on the stem and the petioles of the leaf. You can kind of wipe it off and even shine it up and make it shiny or even smooth. But this is the smooth sumac, and you can see it's already starting to show its fall colors here. But we get those brilliant reds and red oranges from our sumacs, and the smooth sumac is no exception. These plants typically grow about 6 to 10 feet tall, but they can get up to around 15 to 20 feet tall and make sort of small trees. Now, the sumacs in general are plants that make thickets, and in the garden they can tend to sucker. So if you use a sumac in your landscape, you need to plant it somewhere where you can mow around it or something like that, so you don't mind those suckers. But this is the smooth sumac. This one is known as winged sumac, and this is probably my favorite of our native sumacs. And you can see why it's called winged sumac. If you look at the leaves here, you can see the midrib, or that rachis, has wings on it, those little leafy appendages there. You kind of flip it over and you can see on the back side those little wings. And again, with the compound leaves like the sumacs have, this is one leaf. These are leaflets attached along here, what we call a compound leaf. It's got that wing running down the that rachis there in the center. But the winged sumac, it branches a little bit more than the smooth sumac, so you get a little bit more branching up in the upper canopy of those stems, and they both produce those clusters of rusty colored fruit that the birds enjoy. I've seen bluebirds enjoying the fruit of the winged sumac in my garden. And the winged sumac will sucker like the smooth sumac, but the species that is most common in the nurseries and garden centers is staghorn sumac, and interestingly, it's one that suckers more than any of them. And we've got an example here in our arboretum, but this is the staghorn sumac. This particular cultivar is called Laciniata, and it's got an even more dissect leaf, kind of lacy in appearance there, but the leaves are leaflets. Again, have a very dissect edge, lots of lobing, sort of that cut look to give it an interesting look in the garden. But again, the staghorn sumac suckers a lot more than others. If you look at the young twigs up here, and I'll remove a few of these leaves, you can see the fuzziness. If you think about a deer or a young buck, its antlers has that fuzz on it when they're early in their stage of being present on the male deer or the buck, and then that felt or that fuzz sort of rubs off later on. But you can kind of see why the plant is called staghorn sumac. And then you get a shot here of that beautiful cluster of fruit that the birds like so much. But again, Laciniata, staghorn sumac, and I want to show you a brand new cultivar of staghorn sumac. This is called Dragon Eye, and it's gold throughout the growing season. So it not only gives us some of these orange and red tones in the fall, but throughout the growing season it has this gold color to the foliage. Again, the Dragon Eye staghorn sumac. Now, this variety is reported to be a little bit more compact, more of a dwarf variety, and it's not supposed to sucker as much, but I was noticing down here in the pot, we've already got a few suckers that are coming up. So maybe if you plant one of these, it'll only have 99 suckers instead of 100. So maybe that's what they're calling a little bit less suckering. But the Dragon Eye staghorn sumac, brand new, only been out in the industry about a year or two now. So you might look for that, make an interesting look in the landscape. And again, the sumacs, not really for the small garden, but if you've got a large estate, you want to plant them out somewhere where you don't mind if they form a thicket or a big clump. Great landscape plants for Oklahoma and really good fall color.